let's try this. Maybe this will help. Oh God, that helps a little bit. Okay. Sorry, I'm really bad at fake smiling, but I'm gonna try my best right now. Think of squirrels. You know how like when you're taking a picture, hi YouTube, by the way. Sorry, like don't want to have like no introduction. Introduction, hello. Doing great over here as usual. Oh, so many wonderful things have happened since the last time I've been on, of course, as usual. You know how when you're like getting your picture taken as a kid and they're like, say cheese? I feel like for me, it should be like, think of squirrels. Say earmuffs, say squirrels. Those are pretty much the only two things that would probably get me to smile at this point. Think of your favorite manager. Oh wait, he's leaving, never mind. Oh gosh, all right, well, yeah, I guess, hello YouTube. I guess I should probably start the stream with a disclaimer that this is one of those days, one of those times where I probably shouldn't be trying to do a stream today because I just don't really feel up to it. I feel absolutely awful right now. I mean, like awful. It's been a few days since I've been able to come on. I think the last time I was on was last Tuesday for St. Patrick's Day. I'm about to, you know, start my cycle again. Yeah, I'm about to be on my period again, so for anyone that doesn't know already, that affects me a lot. I know it's said to affect most females. For me, I feel like it affects me probably more so than, like even more so than the average female probably. I mean, I don't really know, of course, like how it is for other people, but I just know that it affects me a lot, like, and really, really extremely so, like really, 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 really bad. I'm pretty sure I already have like probably depression anyways, just like as a regular day-to-day thing. Like I don't think I've ever been diagnosed with it, or I don't know, like I don't go to doctors, I don't go to therapy, I can't afford that kind of thing, so I've pretty much just been going on guesses like for pretty much ever. So I'm pretty much just like assuming that based on how I feel and that kind of thing, I most likely, in my opinion, I would guess that I probably have depression. But I also feel like, with that being said, I feel like I'm kind of relatively pretty good at I don't know if overcoming, I wouldn't say overcoming necessarily, but I feel like maybe I'm pretty good at ignoring it. That's probably not a good word either to put there, but overriding it. I feel like when I'm not PMSing or when I'm not on my period, I feel like the rest of the month I can kind of override my depression to an extent. Not as much, not as well as I would, you know, like to, obviously, but to a point, yeah, I feel like I can do it at least somewhat to where I have good days sometimes, you know, like I'm still able to laugh and joke around and try to make the best of things from time to time. You know, like I can really, sometimes I'm better than other times. Sometimes I'm better than other times at trying to do that kind of thing. However, yeah, when I'm PMSing, the depression is just it gets to this point where I can't fight it. I can't override it. It just completely envelops me, completely swallows me whole, and just has me in this chokehold death grip where it just will not let up. There's nothing I can do at this time, like when this happens every single month over and over again. Um, yeah, I think I've mentioned before, I feel like I would be a good candidate for like some kind of scientific study. I'm sure I'm probably part of something like that, like government experiment, like without my knowledge. But I think, at least for me personally, I feel like it would be a lot more interesting if I could be aware of the studies or like just a willing participant. Um, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure PMS would suck for most women anyways, but what about a woman that is approaching 40, that's never had kids before, that doesn't really see herself having kids in the future, and yet that's not on birth control, that's not sexually active, that still has to go through like the PMS process over and over and over again. I guess presumably until eventually I'm just gonna be like perimenopausal and then actually menopausal at some point, maybe in a few years. I'm not really too sure when exactly that would be, or if that's already started, possibly the peri part, I don't know. But yeah, it's like I still have to deal with this crap, and I'm not ever gonna get any positive result from it as far as like having kids of my own or having a family. Or it's a very frustrating, honestly, and enraging kind of feeling to have to just continue to suffer through this stuff when there doesn't seem to be like a point to it for someone like me that again isn't gonna really probably ever gonna get to have kids anyway. So it's like, why do I still have to go through this? It just, it ruins whatever possible quality of life I might have been able to have otherwise. I feel like, honestly, it just takes things to a level that's just so overwhelmingly unbearable. I feel like, I guess I could go on birth control to try to like maybe not have a cycle every month. I guess I've heard that can happen with different types of birth control, but I'm a pretty natural person. I don't really like to artificially, like, you know what I mean? I don't really like artificial stuff like that, like to mess with nature. I guess, I don't know. I mean, pretty much anything is, for the most part, probably tampered with and artificial these days anyways. Like a lot of the food supply and like the medical technology that we have, like, besides birth control, like a lot of that stuff we wouldn't have had however long ago, years ago, decades ago. A lot of the other medical technology is like probably not all that natural, or I'm not really too sure how to look at that, but I don't know. I just know that I don't have health insurance or health care. So, and I really don't like the idea. I actually am actively terrified of the idea of having something implanted in me, like even just if it were like in my arm, like under my skin, like, or especially like anywhere else, like down there, like IUDs or whatever they're called. The whole reason I don't want to get pregnant in the first place is because I don't want to be implanted with anything. so, so it's like, and then even like with the oral contraceptives, they say that they can, like, you have to really watch like your health more with that. Like they can give you blood clots, or I just don't trust stuff like that. I mean, I don't trust anything really, but yeah, it just, it just seems so unnatural to me. Uh, Maybe kind of almost playing with fire, like just messing with your hormones like that. I don't know. I'm not against it or anything. Like, I think it's a nice option for people to have, I guess, if they want to, like, be on that kind of thing and have that kind of option. Like, yeah, it's probably a nice thing to have, like, to at least have the option, but especially for someone like myself that's not sexually active and doesn't want to be. You know, again, it costs money. I don't know. It just doesn't, I try to be pretty natural. I don't take like, I don't even really take multivitamins, although I probably should. I just don't trust most things. Everything just seems very sus to me. Like just very weird, very strange, very sus. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't know, anyway. But yeah, every single time, every single month when I'm feeling like this, I do at least think about it and consider it. I'm like, well, I wonder what it might be like for people that don't have to go through this every month. like if it's technically not necessary even for females these days, like with the medical technology as far as different types of birth control that can maybe lessen the severity or the frequency of this having to happen. I do think about it still, you know, but again, I don't have health insurance. I can't really afford stuff, so there's just a bunch of reasons. Anyways, I just got here to the club. I'm about to do a shift at the club pretty soon. I wasn't sure if we were even open today. It's pretty bad weather today. It's like a mix of rain and snow, which is also probably part of why I'm in this less than wonderful mood that I'm in right now. It sucks, it really does, because yeah, I mean, today is March 22nd. I'm pretty sure it's 22nd today. It's Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, March 22nd. So Friday, I'm pretty sure this past Friday on the 20th, I'm pretty sure that was the first day of spring. And yesterday, Friday, as well as yesterday, like the past few days, we actually did have kind of nice spring weather. I just, you know, I was looking out the window and I was just so upset with myself for not being able to get myself out there. And I knew like I had checked the weather and I knew that we were supposed to be having this kind of crappy weather today. And I wanted to go out so bad yesterday. Like I wanted to go to the gym and I wanted to do a stream. And I really wanted to do a day shift at the club on Friday. But again, with my period approaching, it's like my energy levels are in the negative. There's nothing left for me to give. There's nothing that I can do. It's like, I feel like a walking corpse. I feel like a zombie that's been zapped of every ounce of life and energy and just everything. Like, I could never put into words really how awful it feels. Like, how awful I feel right now and just the past few days, and I just wish there was something I could do to not feel this bad. Seriously, like I wish I knew what to do. Like sleeping doesn't solve this. Sleeping doesn't help. If anything, I almost question if sleeping makes it worse. God. I wanted to do a stream. Like I did so well last week. Not last week. Okay, so I did. Today's the start of a new week. So not last week, but the week before that and the week before that, I feel like I did so good. I was going out pretty much every day of the week, even the days that I wasn't working here at the club. I was still going out, doing streams, going to the gym. Like we had some pretty good weather. And yeah, again, my period just ruins everything. It's like between that and the winter, it's like I just can't. I can only fight so hard. I can only do so much. And I keep losing every single time. I just can't, I'm not able to triumph over that much working against me. You know what I mean? It's like over and over and over and over and just never ending. It's never, like I wanted to come out Thursday, and Thursday I wanted to do a video that was going to be like last day of winter 2026, like that was going to be the title. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, I can't even say that because it's just going to be winter again later this year. So rather than saying that for the title, it would have had to have been something like last day of winter round 1 in parentheses 2026, because again, like in a matter of months, this same calendar, it's just going to be winter all over again. That's just how it is. It's just never ending. It's just, and honestly, I don't look forward to summer. Summer's too hot. There's bugs and flies and just, it's disgusting. I'm not a big fan of the physical realm, to be honest. It's just suffering. I I feel like I'm somebody that has a lot of spirit. I have a lot of what are the words? Chutzpah or gumption. Like I have a lot of spirit inside, but I don't enjoy being in my body, and my body doesn't enjoy being in this world, like on this planet. I just do not, I don't enjoy the physical realm. I find it to be like entrapment. I feel like it's just entrapment. Constantly just fighting against all of these factors that make it feel like a living hell. Just torturous. I mean, the list goes on. I just constant temperature, like just, I can't stand it, honestly. It's like, but there are things that I want to do, like as a human in this god-awful human body. Like there's stuff that I still want to do and still want to experience, I guess, but so far it just seems to be this like same horrendous stuff, just kind of getting worse than experiencing. So anyway, this is not going to be the happiest stream. I really don't care, honestly. If you don't like it, don't watch. Like it's not sorry. Like, oh my god. So yeah, then on Friday for the first day of spring, so I wasn't able to go out Thursday. I wasn't able to do my last day of winter round 1 in parentheses. I wasn't able to go out and do that Thursday. So Friday being the first day of spring, I was like, all right, I really had that like motivation and determination to come out on Friday, do a day shift here at the club with my favorite manager, who's going to be leaving in just a couple of weeks now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had decent weather that day, like actual spring weather. I wanted so badly to go out and do that stuff, like do a stream for the first day of spring. And I just wasn't able to do it. I wasn't able to sleep at night, and I overslept earlier that morning into the afternoon, later than I wanted to. Like it just same old stuff as usual with that. Like, and my day shift, oh god, the day shift that I did the week before that was so good, you guys. Like it was a really good day shift for me. I had so much fun, and I was so glad that I was able to come in and do it. And I wanted so badly to do it again like last week, and I just couldn't do it. So for the past few days, it's just been a waste of everything. Just a waste. I've been trying to sleep with the light off. I've been really obsessed, like obsessively concerned with my electric bill lately. Again, I can't afford things. I mean, I was saying recently how gas prices have gone up like 50 cents where I am. So I drove by, usually on my way into the club. A lot of times there's 2 different ways I can go to get here. Well, technically a few, but there's 2 main ways that I go. One of the ways, like the way that I went today, because the weather's so bad today, I went away with like slower roads, like mostly 25-mile-an-hour roads. And to go that way, I go by a few different gas stations. So yeah, I was saying recently, like, oh, gas has gone up like 50 cents. It's actually gone up $1 now. Like based on what the prices say here today, gas has gone up $1. So the lower gas prices that we had around here up until pretty recently, that was one of like the very few things that I was kind of like clinging to as like one decent good thing. And I even mentioned it in a few of my kind of recent videos. But of course, anything that's not awful, I always know it's too good to be true. Like, unfortunately, yeah. And yeah, of course it didn't last. Now that winter is finally kind of almost over, they're up $1. And I don't know. Honestly, like, I want to tell myself if gas prices hadn't gone up like this recently, that maybe I would be ready to just haul ass out of where I am and finally move on to like try to get myself to a better place where winters aren't as awful as they are here. Honestly though, I probably still wouldn't be able to do it. I'm telling myself now. So why don't I just say this? If gas prices go down before summer's over, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna finally do it, you guys. I don't think gas prices are gonna go down. I'm pretty sure, like most likely with the way that things seem to be going now, if anything, gas prices would probably just continue to go up. But I want to like say that like out loud here right now as like a way to try to like hold myself accountable rather than just to keep complaining about the same stuff over and over again and not doing anything. I mean, I do some stuff to try to like improve things and change things, but like that's one huge thing that I can think that would be like a very active, like kind of aggressive way of trying to make things better for myself. Like I've talked about it a lot before. I've thought about it for so long now. And yeah, I've just never really had the guts to do it for so many different reasons. But again, I really highly doubt that gas prices are going to go down again anytime soon, just based on the current trends of everything being so awful and expensive, overbearingly so. But hey, I am saying that right now. And I don't want to punk out of something that I'm like declaring like this, so it's like, but like go down by how much? Right now they're back to almost $4 a gallon, like just under 4. So I don't know, that maybe like a month ago or for a while they were just under $3 a gallon. So yeah, they were just under 3 for a while. Now they're just under 4, so about $1 increase. If they go back down, but let's just say like I don't know how much to say. If they go back down closer to the $3 range, or let's just say under 3.50. Well, I don't know. Come summer, so come like I started my YouTube back in last August. So let's just say by the end of this August, this year, 2026, if gas prices are maybe back down to like around the $3, like even if they're a little bit over $3, if they're around the $3 price range, that's gonna be my sign, and I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go somewhere else. If they're not, I'm gonna continue to be stuck and trapped here, I guess, because I just can't afford even well, that's a big part of why I hadn't moved before all this time. No matter what gas prices are, even if gas was $1 a gallon, I wouldn't be able to afford this kind of thing. The stuff that I would be leaving behind, like my precious bed, my favorite thing in the universe by so long, but there's no way, like my bed is my beloved, like my soulmate, that I would marry my bed if I could. Like my bed is my everything, like my furniture. I would be leaving behind a lot of stuff, and I don't know how to sell stuff online. I don't know how to like when I just got this new stupid phone that I got recently, people were like, oh, you should try to have like traded in your old one, or see if you were due for an upgrade or this or that. Like I just I don't know how to do stuff like that. Like I don't know how, like, I don't know any apps to sell stuff. I don't know how to, like, talk to people to get a good deal. Like, I'm just so used to, like, when I've moved in the past, it's like everything that I'm not able to carry, like, or fit in my little car, or, like, you know what I mean? Everything I'm not able to carry on myself, it just gets left behind and lost forever. That's just how it's gone, like, my whole life. So, like, what would I really be able to fit in this car? Like, beside, like, it's already maxed out. I'm like stored, like, you know what I mean? Like, the apartment that I stay at is full of stuff, and yeah, I would pretty much just have to leave it behind. Probably. Like, I don't know what else I would do with it. I guess I could try to sell it, but I probably won't. I don't know. I just, I don't think gas prices are gonna go down anyway, so whatever. I just don't want to. I just don't want to have to do I just don't want to have to do winter anymore. The thing is, too, like, yeah, I was looking out the window the past few days, and it was just like we had some beautiful days out there, and I just wanted to go out so bad. I just physically couldn't do it. And oh, sorry. Up until recently, it had been starting to actually feel like besides the weather outside, it had been starting to feel like spring in the apartment that I stay at, you know, because I've talked a lot before about how this has been my fourth year and my fourth round of winter without having the heat on in that apartment because it's just too expensive. It's just a very inefficient space to try to heat. The way that it's designed, it's not worth even trying to heat because it just doesn't hold the heat at all. Um, but it had finally been starting to feel a little bit better in there up until recently. But so, like, with that, especially like being slightly less cold in the apartment, you know, like we were having better weather outside, and then that in combination with it was feeling better in the apartment as well, especially like in the apartment, it was less freezing. That was such a huge thing where it was finally starting to feel a little bit better, feel like spring. But honestly, all it takes is one windy day, one windy night, and the way that the windows are there, most of the time the wind just blows directly like that same direction right into the windows. It takes one windy day, one windy night, not even, just like a few hours of very windy weather, and it's right back down to just being dead ass freezing in there. Just so it's been back to that, you know, for the past, I don't know, week or so. I've been trying to diet, so obviously like that'll lower your body temperature as well. So the combination of that has just hit me like a freight train, like just I just don't want to have to keep doing this. Like I just want something to finally get better somehow. Like if I knew what it would take or what I had to do, I would probably do it. Like at least I'm trying to tell like obviously depending on what it is or what it would be. Like I wouldn't just do anything. But like if I really genuinely, like, I don't know, I guess maybe next year if gas prices don't go down at all, or if I'm just gonna stay here for next year or whatever, I'll at least maybe try harder to apply for some kind of heating assistance or something. I don't know. last Wednesday. So I did not do a video last Wednesday. I'm pretty sure my last video was last Tuesday. So yeah, I didn't do a video last Wednesday, but I did work last Wednesday, and I did also go to the gym last Wednesday. And because I didn't do a video last Wednesday, I was able to have a little more time to go to the gym that day, and I got 9 miles. So I was really happy with that. Up until then, I had gotten like 7, I think, a few times, and the most that I had gotten up until then was like 8 miles. So when I got 9 miles for that workout last Wednesday, I was super happy with that. At the time, I was really happy with that. I wanted so badly to get my ass right back to the gym, like these past few days, you know, or like even today. Like I just haven't been able to do it since then. So yeah, it feels good in the like not in the moment. It feels good after the moment. It feels good after I do it to be like, yay, I just did 9 miles or whatever. I can talk about that in my next YouTube video, or like, but then like deep down, I also just kind of know that it's gonna lessen my chances of having enough energy, or just like my body's just gonna rebel even more against me being able to get back to the gym to like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like, yeah, okay, great, but it's just gonna lower my chances of being able to get back to the gym the next day or like the day after that. And then combined with my period coming up, it's like, it's just an uphill battle that I never win ever. It's just gonna be winter again later. It's still winter now. It's just gonna be winter again later this year. It's like, what is the point of any of this? It's just, it never, like, I gotta fix something. I gotta do something. I gotta fix something. I gotta figure something out. I really do. I just don't know how. God. Yeah, I try not to be all woe is me. I try not, you know, I really try to focus on the positives, but honestly, a lot of times I just can't help but wonder about this combination of factors that I've had going on, where it's like my dad never really being in the picture. It's like, okay, like that's not really uncommon, like unfortunately, like, which obviously isn't a great thing either, but okay, like, so your dad's not really in the picture, like that's one factor, but why, like, what are the odds, or why do I also have to have this additional factor of like my mom being like a psychopath? Like that's just negatively impacted me in so many ways on top of that, to where our relationship is as much of a mess as it. And then it's like, okay, fine, whatever. Not everybody lucks out in the parent department. Like, it could be a lot worse. They could be a lot worse. I could be a lot worse. There were parts of my childhood that were great. Like, you know, like, it's okay, fine, whatever. Like, that's not that big a deal necessarily. Like, but then it's like, well, okay, so, but why do we have to have the combination of that? But I'm also like being born and raised and brought up in one of the coldest places in the country that I live in. Like, yeah, for anybody that doesn't already know, I am a US citizen. I born and raised, all American girl here. Yeah. The great old US of A. But when I look up online, like the coldest states in the US, the state that I'm in I mean, I've lived in a few different states in the general area that I'm in. They're pretty much all, but particularly the one that I'm in now and the one that I've been in by myself. My family's all moved away, for many years. I've been on my own here. But the particular state that I am, it's always in the top 5 coldest states in the US when I look this up online. So like, you know, okay, so there's the dad thing, then there's the mom thing in combination, but then we have that factor to factor into this, and it's like, all right, what about the sibling department? Maybe I could at least have some siblings or some cousins, like, to be close with. Nope. Maybe I could at least have found, like, the love of my life by now, or at least somebody, like, to not have to have been single this entire time dealing with all this stuff. Nope. Like, doesn't it just, when I look out at the rest of the world, it seems like everybody else has at least somebody or something, whether that be a life partner, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a best friend, a sibling, someone or something. Like, everybody seems to have something. It's like, what do I have? A mystery stalker or demons? Just, I don't, what do I have? Gang stalkers up my ass? The Illuminati hounding me and harassing me in all these weird, creepy, mysterious ways? Or maybe just nothing. Maybe just mental health that's so severely compromised from all of these factors that those are the conclusions that I draw, which might very well just not even be the case at all. Part of the reason I didn't do a stream this past Wednesday, well, I just wasn't feeling up to it. But also I'm pretty sure I forgot a lot of the notes. Usually when I have notes for my videos, I'll have some, usually on printer paper, I'll have some that I took at the club, but then usually when I get back to the apartment after a shift at the club, I'll come up with additional notes, or not even come up with additional notes, but more notes will just come to me, they'll just come to me automatically, without me actually trying to think of them. They'll just pop into my head on their own, kind of. So when that happens, I will write down those additional notes on smaller pieces of scrap paper, usually wrappers from canned goods. You know how when you buy a can of something, it usually comes with a paper wrapper wrapped around it and glued? I take off the paper wrappers from the cans and then I rinse off the cans before I open them, because I just feel otherwise they're covered with dust and I don't like dust. So when I take the wrappers off of them, I try to reuse the wrappers for notes and stuff like that. So this past Wednesday I had done that. That's what I usually do. But yeah, because those vegetable wrappers, those notes are being taken at the apartment, I always have to try to remember to put them in my bag, when I leave that apartment the next day, or technically the same, later on that same day, depending on how you look at it. But anyway, this past Wednesday, I was in such a rush to get to the gym that I forgot those little scrap paper pieces of notes from the vegetable wrapper. And I don't know, that in combination with me being in a rush and just feeling really down and stuff, I was like, whatever, I don't have to do a video today, I can just do it later on whenever I get around to it, kind of thing. When I got back to the apartment after my shift Wednesday night, I was really the entire time, honestly, that entire night, I was thinking about those notes, and I was like, I can't wait to get back to the apartment and just get those notes and see what they say, because I was trying to remember them off the top of my head, and I really wasn't able to that well. you know, because it's just such a mess up here. And I was like, I can't wait to get back and see the notes and just have my notes. And when I got back to the apartment, the notes weren't there. So, so yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't actually take the notes like I thought I did. Maybe I was so tired and so out of it that maybe I'm just so used to taking those notes that I just kind of thought in my head that I did, and I don't know. I'm trying to tell myself what I can tell myself. I'm trying to come up with stuff. I'm 90 to 95% sure that I did take notes and that I did have them. I know exactly where they were. Like, I know that I took the notes. I know that I forgot them. And yeah, they weren't there when I got back. So, but that's just a regular, normal thing to happen to me. Unfortunately, that's just like part of the pattern that I experience. Like, that's a totally, it's not normal probably by most people's standards, but in my world, the stuff like for me, that's a totally normal, regular kind of thing to have happen. Like, I've had way weirder stuff than that happen many, many times. It's just, that's just part of the gig for me. That's just how, you know, not the first or only time that kind of thing has happened by a long shot. By a long shot, unfortunately. Um, every single day, just thinking about that kind of stuff makes me feel so sick, so nauseous. I just want to projectile vomit like every cell in my body, just get it out of me and just not have it. I just wish that I could be somebody else and not have this existence be what I experience. Like, I curse the day that I was brought into this world. I really do. Every single moment has been such a fucking nightmare. It really has. It takes so much for me not to despise my parents. I don't. I love them. But it takes a lot for me to convince myself of that. It takes a lot for me not to despise myself, but I don't. I love myself a lot, but I despise what I experience. I despise my existence. I feel like I don't know, for me, it's totally possible to love myself and despise my existence, if that makes sense, because so much of my existence, I feel like so much of it, sure, a lot of it might be my own fault and my own bad choices, whatever you want to call it. But I also know that a lot of it is external factors as well. Stuff that's, it's also stuff that's been done to me and stuff that happens to me or has happened to me, and it's a combination, you know? So, yeah, I love myself. Parts of myself I hate as well, sure, but the stuff that I despise, it's mostly just the stuff that I experience and the stuff that has been thrust upon me by mostly external factors, it seems like. Because I know that I do my best, you know, and I know that I am a hard worker and for the most part very well intentioned. But again, it's just this uphill battle with like so much working against me. It feels like where it's impossible. It really is. It's like there's only so much that I can do. There's only so much that I can lie to myself. You know what I mean? There's only so much I can try to tell myself to convince myself of this or that, or to keep trying or to keep bothering. But every instance of this kind of stuff, like it's almost like every passing day, I fear death less and less. Like, I still fear it. I wouldn't say that I crave it, like, not all dramatic, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that I wanna do, there's a lot that I want to, yeah, experience, I have a lot of goals. I've come too far to just be that weak-minded, to just give up, or to just, like, actually actively want to die at such a young age or anytime soon. But with that being said, I can really only fear the end of my own existence whenever that might come upon me. I can really only fear it so much at this point because, yeah, my existence itself has been such a nightmare. Like, for me to not have to experience this kind of suffering anymore, that's not that scary. What's really scary to me is, well, all the rest of it. Who gets my stuff? I just don't want the bad guys to get my stuff. Like, I want, especially like my laundry, and if I have any money left, I don't want them to get anything. Like, I don't want them to have access to my body after. Like, I just, I just want my earmuffs. I just want my earmuffs to be with me forever. Like, I just hope that whoever has been doing what they've been doing to me for so long, I hope that they're somehow, some way, like long and gone way before me. I can't die before them because then they might get some of my stuff. Or then they might have access to my like whatever remains of my like stuff in my existence. That can't happen. So I have to outlive them. But how can I make sure to do that when I don't know who they are? All the bad guys. I have to outlive all the bad guys, but there seems to be so many of them. They're endless, and more of them are just being born every day, right? So it's like, I have to outlive every bad guy. That's a tall order. That's a tall, like, that's impossible. That's another impossibility, but it has to be done. Or especially whoever's been targeting me so much, like, whoever took my notes from the other day, my vegetable wrapper notes, I have to outlive them. I can't go, like, I have to. They can't have my earmuffs. They're mine. That's all I care about for real right here. This and the money. So I have to spend every penny before I perish. And just a lot of stuff to think about. How can you outlive your enemies when you don't even know who they are? Like, I would never actively choose to have enemies, but somebody has clearly, like, been against me for a while, you know? So it's like, but how can I outlive them if I don't know who they are? Like, maybe someday they'll stop being such a coward and, like, reveal themselves, or, like, you know, like, let me know, like, but I don't know. It's doubtful. It seems pretty doubtful because so far it's just been such cowardly acts, like, you know, behind the scenes where they're just doing this stuff so secretly, it seems like, or to where I just have no idea where it might be coming from. Maybe it is just all in my head, and I'm just that tired, and just I'm pushing myself so hard. Like, I'm pushing myself so much past the point of what my body or my mind is actually like capable of handling, that maybe most of the stuff really just is in my head. But I'm just, again, I'm just pushing myself so much well past the point of what I can actually handle. And I definitely can see that being a possibility too, you know, because I don't really feel like I have a choice, honestly. Like, I mean, things gotta get done. My bills gotta get paid, like, to the best of my ability. Like, you know, there's stuff that I just kind of have to do, again, to the best of my abilities. So, but it definitely comes at such a high cost, like such a high price, to where all of my health is just taking such a hit, physically, mentally, emotionally, and yeah, like spiritually, but mentally too. Like my brain just can't, just doesn't know what's real or what's not at this point, or maybe for a while now, like, because it's just so much to have to try to do by yourself, like when you're already at such a disadvantage and so compromised and just messed with. A lot of it, I know, unfortunately, I know a lot of what I've experienced, you can't possibly just be in my head. But it's almost like I'd rather tell myself that I'm crazy. I'd rather tell myself that it's in my head, because the alternative to where it really is just me being messed with in some of these instances, that's such a worse scenario. Like that's such a worse alternative, like such a worse possibility, such a worse thing. I'd rather be crazy than be messed with by like some cowardly anonymous person or group of people. So yeah, I guess that's just what I kind of try to tell myself, which still sucks. That still sucks for my temporary solution, for me to just be me telling myself that I must be crazy after all, or like, but again, with how difficult things are for me and have been for me, that could be very, that still probably could be possible too. I don't know. It's just, you know what I love to do? I love to watch movies that were apparently made or produced before I was ever born. So, like, I've been able to find a lot of movies like that here on YouTube. So, thank you again, YouTube, for that. Yeah, I've been able to find a lot of movies that were that came out before I was born, and I just love especially to watch stuff like that and just remind myself that, I don't know, it's just a nice feeling to just try to put myself back in that time and just be like, that was before any of this ever happened. That was before I was ever like even existed ever in this world, this awful, awful world. Like, you know, the world was still a place, and things, people were still doing stuff was still going on, and I had no part in it at that point. I was completely just absolved. Like I didn't have any of this awful stuff yet at that point. Like I wasn't even a thing at all. That's such a cool feeling. Like, the world existed before me, it'll exist after me too someday, and the before part is just so cool to me, because it's like, that was before all of this awful, awful stuff. This off this nightmare. This fucking nightmare. Yeah, and I kind of wish I could just go back in time like that and just some supernatural thing just to prevent my biological parents from doing what they did to create this nightmare that I'm experiencing. If only there could have been some kind of divine intervention, anything to stop them from doing what they did. With me suffering the consequences for the following 37 plus years. And going 37 and going and continuing so far. So yeah, big shout out and thanks to them for that, for their careless stupidity. Why oh why, God, those selfish morons. Idiotic doesn't even come close. It's 3:38. From what I've been told, that's the time that I entered into this horrific realm. This god-awful planet Earth. 3:38 in the morning, which I've also heard is like the witching hour. Go figure. My birthday is on Halloween and I was born in the witching hour. So apparently, I guess I must be a witch. So maybe that's why I'm so haunted and tortured and damned and cursed. At least I don't practice witchcraft. I've met, oh God. I've mentioned a previous roommate of mine from many, many years ago. I've mentioned her before and like how terrifying she was, and I'm pretty sure she did practice witchcraft. And I've met a few other dancers here at the club that apparently have said that they do that or like dabble in that kind of thing. I don't even really know what that means. I just know that it sounds weird enough to me to where I'm like, I think I'm all set. I don't know. I feel like I'm already like, things are already weird enough for me, right? So I don't want to go there like on top of that. Or yeah, I don't even really know where that would be or like what that stuff is. It just sounds freaky enough to me to put me off of it. No offense to anyone that's into that kind of thing, but it's kind of like religion to me. Again, I'm sure not to offend people, but I'm sure it will, because that's just how some people might take things. But it just sounds a little too intense for me, that kind of stuff. It just sounds too like, yeah, serious and intense, to where it's like, can we just chill? Like, why you gotta take things so seriously like that? Like that, especially that kind of stuff. I don't know. If I take stuff seriously, it's usually because it directly is involving my own suffering or like horrific life circumstances that I don't know how to escape from. Yeah, I take that stuff seriously, but to try to add like stuff like religion or witchcraft, which I guess are two totally different things, because doesn't religion consider witchcraft totally evil? And kind of vice versa, maybe? I don't know, but regardless, they both just seem like way too additionally serious and intense for me, where I'm just like, dude, I can't even go there right now. Like, you know what I mean? I can't go there now or probably ever. Like, let's just freaking chill if we can. Try to do that, maybe. I don't know. I just wanted to go back to the gym. After my 9 miles, I was like, I wanna go back to the gym and log more miles. hate my body so much and everything else that comes with it. I had notes. I have notes. I I have right here. See? Front. Okay, well not full back, but some of them. Yes, I have notes. I haven't really gotten into any of those. Apparently, I guess too much complaining got in the way. Whoops. Sorry to you guys and sorry to myself. I just, you know, I'm just the kind of person that sometimes feels maybe a little bit better when I try to talk about it or just like to vent. But what did I say earlier in this video? If gas prices go down by the end of this summer this year, I'm out of here. I'm out of here finally. I'm not doing this anymore. At least not in the same way, in the same location. I have had it here where I am. I got to at least try somewhere else and just at least see if maybe I can hack it somewhere else, because this is not the place to be. This is not it. And I am so sorry to myself for being born where I was born, apparently, and having spent so much of my life. I spent like all my life in this kind of location, my entire life, my entire existence, as far as I'm aware. I've been stuck here. And part of that, I guess, is, yeah, it's my own fault for not having the strength or the guts to go try somewhere else. And I do have my reasons for that. I've mentioned that kind of stuff before a few times, but I won't get into that now. But yeah, I'm gonna just say that part again right now, that let's just say if gas goes back down to around $3, give or take, $3 a gallon by the end of this summer, that's my sign. And I really, really hope that it does, because, I mean, I would otherwise, but especially now that I've said this. But the upside to, if it doesn't, I can just continue to be a lazy piece of crap and just not do anything to try to fix this mess. I mean, I guess I'll still try to do other stuff if maybe I can think of other stuff, but at least I won't have to go through the hassle of leaving all my stuff behind, and because that's a pretty big thing, you know, especially for someone like me, and so many additional factors that would play into it for me, like mental health and financial struggles and leaving stuff behind and doing it all by myself. No contacts, no connections, can't trust my phone, can't trust my GPS or anything else. You know, the list goes on. But anyway, I swear, I really want to think that if only I had been able to somehow get myself out and about yesterday or the day before the way that I had been trying and intending to. I was trying so hard, you guys, to do it, and I just, again, couldn't get it, But if I had been able to do a video yesterday, I want to think with the weather, we had such nice weather the past couple days that it actually felt like real spring, and I want to think that I would have been able to make such a nicer, happier video for you guys. You know, just being in such a better mood, like more positive and laughing and just trying to just better, you know. But yeah, my PMS affects me so much already, but when you combine that with this kind of weather that we're having here now today, and just the disappointment that I feel in myself for not having been able to get out the past couple days, like I had been the weeks prior, which I was like so proud of myself for that, the weeks prior when I was doing that. Yeah, the combination just for this video. But, you know, I just didn't want to go like another day in a row without coming on here because I just got this stupid new phone and to be able to continue doing my YouTube, and I regret that so much. It's kind of like now that I got this new phone to be able to continue doing my YouTube, now such a big part of me is like, maybe should I even really keep bothering with my YouTube? Like, maybe I should just stop doing it because it's just like, because yeah, I feel so embarrassed like to keep coming back on here and just kind of keep complaining about the same stuff and not having any like positive updates or like not having made any real progress. I guess I've made some progress lately, like doing new stuff on the poll. I've done some new stuff on the poll within the past few months, you know, kind of, but other than that, for like stuff that actually matters in like the rest of my life, or like my real, like stuff that actually really matters, you know, like just in the adult sense of like having to do, yeah, like stuff that should actually matter. I don't know, like I haven't made actually any real progress like with stuff like that, like spiritually or financially or just with my circumstances and stuff. Like, I don't know, just, so what if I do new stuff on the poll? It's something, I'm proud of it, but it doesn't matter to anybody else, like, and it doesn't really get me anywhere, like in a real tangible, it's tangible in the physical realm on the pole in those moments, but it doesn't get me anywhere that really counts for much, like again in my real actual life, like to actually make real progress and real, I don't know, just it just doesn't matter. Honestly, I hate to say it, but if anything, I feel like me me trying as hard as I try and doing what I do here on the pole at the club, if anything, I feel like it makes it even less likely to try to like get some kind of support or like regulars here at the club to kind of like come in and see me and support me. I feel like the dancers that have regulars here, I've noticed a lot of them don't really seem to show off that much in front of their regulars, like on stage or on the pole. And a lot of them still act like can technically do pole tricks and do stuff on stage that's pretty amazing. But it seems like if anything, they try to downplay that kind of stuff when their regulars are here because I don't know, guys just don't really seem to actually like that kind of stuff very much, or maybe in the short term, but in the long term, like if they're actually going to be a regular to somebody and like come in consistently to try to support a dancer, I feel like they want it to be more of like a talking kind of thing, or just like a physical thing as far as like a physical intimacy with their lap dances, but not so much a physical thing with the dancer doing pole tricks or showing off on stage. Like, that's like too much. That's just too much. You know what I mean? Like, guys don't like to see women being strong. Like, let's be honest. Like, maybe some do, but it seems to be a pretty rare thing. And I think in most cases, unfortunately in society, that's still seen as kind of off-putting or intimidating to guys. Like, they want to be the strong ones, and that's cool. That's fine, but unfortunately for myself, like, going on stage and going on the pole matters to me so much. And I'm just one of those people, especially at my age, where I feel like if I don't use it, I'll lose it. And that point has been proven to actually be true and be the case for me, unfortunately. Like, the more I do the pole, the better I feel doing it. Whereas the longer that time that lapse, the longer amount of time where I'm not able to go on the pole and do pole tricks for whatever reason, the harder it is for me to go back up there and be able to do what I normally would be able to do or try to do. So, use it or lose it, that absolutely does apply to me, like, very much so. And yeah, I'm just not able to stop myself, especially because of that. But even regardless, I just love being up there so much, and being on the pole so much that I'm just not able to downplay that or, like, in order to try to make guys more comfortable or to try to get regulars. Like, I gotta do it. I'm so passionate about it, and I do think that that probably has cost me, like, maybe what, like, the ability, like, to get regulars or support from guys here at the club. I feel like maybe that would have been slightly more possible for me otherwise if I wasn't so intent and determined to keep trying to do what it is that I love to do up there on stage and on the pole. But again, I really can't stop myself because it's just something I'm really passionate about, and I really feel the need to try to work to maintain that level of, ability to keep doing that kind of stuff. And I don't know, but anyway. Well, hopefully we'll get some better weather again soon. And if I can just get this round of my period just over already and behind me, then I know I'll at least temporarily feel better for a little while after that. And hopefully I'll be able to come on again soon and get to these notes, and really want to try to be in a bit of a better mood for you guys. Although honestly, yeah, I mean, these videos are mostly supposed to be for me. It's great if, other people like them or get a kick out of watching them, I guess, but I also, like, try to remind myself that regardless of how I might come across to other people, again, like, me doing this channel is really honestly supposed to be first and foremost for me, which does kind of seem to go against what society says, things should be about or for, but yeah, at the same time, I don't even really know. It's the internet, so I don't really even know who would be watching me. Or, I mean, this channel all starts with me. It's my channel, or I'd like to think that it is. It's YouTube's channel, I guess, technically, but I mean, I am kind of the star of the show here, like, on my channel. I don't think YouTube would have started this channel by itself on its own without me actively doing it too. I don't know how to word that. Sorry. I have less than 3 minutes to go sign into the club, and yeah, it's probably better if I don't just keep rambling on like an idiot like this. Regardless of this stuff, my videos, my channel being first and foremost for me, I still, appreciate people that might be watching, and I don't want to come across as too much of a downer, but I also try to be as honest as I can, or as honest as I feel able to be on here. So this is just how I'm feeling today, and yeah, I do struggle a lot most of the time, more often than not. So, but hopefully the next few days, we'll have some better weather, better circumstances, something, hopefully. But I hope you guys are well, and thanks for bearing with me and for watching, and yeah, until next time, hopefully I'll be able to come back on soon in a better mood, hopefully. Oh gosh, look at this cinnamon roll on top of, oh god, cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon roll, and this is the icing. Oh boy. Oh, where did that come from? Okay, till next time.